Hey, hey, hey! What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Child of Mecha live stream. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. Yes, I'm back and 100% more vaccinated. Yeah. So I got my second dose of Moderna on Wednesday at about noon, right? And then about 1, I started feeling drained. Like all energy left my body, right? An hour later, it kicked fast. It was basically the same type of symptoms I had on the first one, you know? Drained of all energy. So obviously we didn't have the live stream on Wednesday. Yesterday, yesterday was tough, man. I woke up at 4 a.m. Wednesday night, going into Thursday. Like I said, at 4 a.m., right? And I've got the covers wrapped up around me and everything, and I am absolutely freezing. But I'm sweating. I'm gushing sweat, right? But I'm freezing. I'm shaking. Pull myself out of bed, because at that point, everything hurt. Joints hurt. I had no energy. Nothing. So pulled myself out of bed, got my sweats on, got warm, went downstairs, took my temperature, a little bit under 100 degrees. Just enough to make you fucking miserable, right? And popped some Tylenol, stayed up for a little bit, watched some TV, whatever. Fever broke, but I was still just achy and tired and all of that, right? So yesterday it started getting incrementally better. Kept popping Tylenol, kept the fever down at least, and then woke up this morning, fresh as a daisy, feeling good. Yeah, so we're back to normal. Arm, the shoulder's still a little tender, as is normal. I think my shoulder was tender probably for like a week-ish, It's not bad. It's you can tell, right? And I do have like a little bump where I got stabbed. So overall, not bad. 2 weeks and I'm fully good, right? Fully good. Hey, Mr. Bill, Mr. Rushlam, he's with us over there on YouTube. He says, yeah, that seems pretty par for the course with a second Moderna shot. Yeah. So, Wednesday evening, my company scheduled an all hands conference call, and so I passed out Wednesday afternoon. The conference call was supposed to be at 9:15 Eastern time, and I wake up. It's nighttime, and I'm like, oh, wonder what time it is. Look at my watch, 9:35. I'm like, oh shit. Took every ounce of energy just to get my ass up and get down here and, jump on the conference call and everything. And it just, not fun. And then come to find out, my father got his second dose yesterday. Called him today. Same thing, Moderna. Called him today. And just, checking up on him, seeing how he was doing. And yeah, same exact symptoms that I had. He's just like, I feel like absolute hell. So there's nothing worse when a guy gets a cold or sniffles or something like that, because guys turn into absolute babies. There's no getting around that. Guys turn into absolute fucking crybabies when we feel sick. I'll be the first one to admit it. So that's all done behind me. We got Amber set up for her vaccination next Thursday. So yeah, so since the Pfizer is approved for kids 12 and up, she's good to go. So we got both of her appointments already scheduled. Yeah, things are looking up. Things are looking up, you guys. Today's the 14th, so we've got 2 weeks. Well, I should say I have 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks to get this place in gear and get on market, because this place has to be on the market by June 1. So time is ticking. We got a lot of stuff done today, me and the kid. Yeah, I think we'll be able to pull it off. But what that means for you guys is that things may change for a small amount of time, right? Because I'm gonna need to pack up all this shit and move it, hopefully to a new place, and set it up and get that going and all that stuff. So I don't know how that transition's gonna go. We may just do live streams from my phone. You know, and they may be just question and answer. I don't know how that's gonna go down, honestly. But we'll figure it out, right? You know, if we have to have a couple talking sessions, then that's what we'll do, right? No biggie. Yeah. Brandon wants to know, did you find a place yet? No, we haven't even started looking yet, Brandon, because it's not even worth it right now, because places, I don't care if it's around here or anywhere in the States right now, places are going like within 2-3 days. So it's not even worth it right now. We'll look once we have this place probably under contract, and I'll end up putting a stipulation on there that basically says either give us another month or until we find a place, right? So hopefully that won't take too long. I don't know though, especially with the rate that things are going around here, and that, like I said, that's everywhere. So yeah. See, Brandon, you're lucky enough. You built new, man. You lucked out. You got in building at the right time, because with the material shortages and everything right now, like with wood and all of that, prices are skyrocketing. You might have seen the tail end of it, with building your house, but man, it is not a pretty picture in the building market right now. It is not. So, but hey, everybody in the chat, big congratulations to Brandon. They moved into their brand new house. They had it built, I think, Brandon, like 2 weeks ago? Something like that. So big congrats to Brandon. Let's hear it for everybody. Everybody, let's hear it for Brandon. That's what I should say. Hey. Yeah, he says, we signed right before the crazy hike in lumber. Our model started at 228 when we signed. Now it starts at 301. Jeez. So just by signing, you made about 75 grand in equity. Jesus, man. I wish. Yeah, you totally fucking lucked out, dude. Now, obviously, that'll probably, correct itself. But still, got a hell of a house. That's important. Yeah. Let's see. Calvin Branham, he's with us over on YouTube. What's up, Calvin? He says, Tim, while we missed you, excuse me, somewhat for months, in my opinion, get set up first and come back. Yeah. I mean, we'll make it work, right? We'll make it work. I always make it work, right? Like I said, if we got to do some talking sessions, just quick hitters or something like that, just to keep you guys in the loop, we'll do that, right? It might be fun. I don't know. Shit. But we'll figure it out. We'll take it step by step. We'll, one day at a time, right? One day at a time. So yeah. Yeah, look at this. Brandon says, yeah, we closed at 254,750. Wow. Appraised at just over 305. Oh my god. Yo, okay, so yeah, you made about what? Instant at that point 60 about 60k. Instant. Yeah, sure. Let me sign my name there to earn $60,000 right off the bat, right? Jeez. You're lucky, brother. You're lucky. In more ways than that, though. In more ways than that. You got like a forever home now. That's awesome. And just from the, obviously from the limited pictures that I've seen, seems like a beautiful home. So there you go. All right. So with that being said, guys, let's get into the business, and then we'll get into the build. Yeah. God, I look like a lumberjack. I need to shave, don't I? Look at that. Yeah. Julio says, "Let me borrow 60K." What up, fam? What up, dude? Yeah, 5250. 50,250. Yeah, but I'm rounding, Bill. Jeez. Give me a break. Anyway, so guys, we're rocking the Johnny Ridden tonight. Yes, sir. And then if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we are going to be working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link in the description. That side on Facebook, which you probably aren't watching on because Facebook live streaming's kind of dead at this point for me. It's only a matter of time. So if you are watching on Facebook, fair warning. But anyway, I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy on that Amazon list, but it does not increase the cost for you. It just goes to help support the stream. You never know what's on there. Go check it out. There's some good stuff on there. I've got something very interesting coming on Monday, actually, and it's a light. It's not on the list yet because, I wanted to test it out. Right? But it's pretty cool. Even if you don't do live streaming, it could be very interesting for taking pictures and stuff, just of your work. Yeah. It's very, I think it's going to be kind of a game changer. And I say that about a lot of things. And a lot of things are game changers in terms of what they are, right? Like this little guy, the little harp holder. This was a game changer, right? The light that I'm getting could be very, very cool. No, Manny, it's not a fleshlight. Hate to rain on your parade. Jesus. Operation Stardust. It is not a DJI Osmo. Actually, I have two of those, so no, it's not that. But no, it's just a light. It's just a little LED thing, but it could be very interesting, and I can't wait to try it out. So we'll take a look at that on Monday. Fair? Fair. Julio says, your mother is a game changer. How do you know my mother? Come on. Jesus, man. I know you're not my daddy. You're not pretty enough to be my father. Anyway, so if you want to pick up one of the Johnny Ridden shirts with the Johnny Ridden name on there, it's not a Loom Cube either. No. With the Zaku 2 on it, go get you some. www.chadamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find this shirt, as well as all the Ace Pilot series that this is from. You'll find the Mecha Decal logo insignia shirts. You'll find hats, you'll find prints of my work, and a bunch of other cool t-shirts. So go load up. And then last but not least, if you're interested in really supporting what we do here, man, go hit up the Chada Mecha Patreon. A lot of cool stuff going on over there. We have the next Patron Hangout scheduled for this Sunday at 6 p.m. Emails went out today, so if you're one of those fine few, check your email. Hopefully it didn't go into the garbage. But anyway, so if you're in that tier, take a look at your email. 6 p.m. this Sunday, we'll hang out, have some fun, talk, all that good stuff. So we've got a hangout, we've got giveaways, all sorts of different posts that don't make it to other social medias, like the little strappy things that I put on the torso. We're going to show that here in just a few minutes. put a full walkthrough on the Patreon. Just on how I did it, how it was accomplished, the whole 9 yards. Very good stuff. Aside from that, it would be greatly appreciated. And then if you're in the market for kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1, 2, and 3, those are all in stock and shipping now. Right down yonder here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. One of the cool things that I saw today, if you guys don't know who Ide is, he was the GBWC World Champion back in 2012 with his Project Gwen, right? Very, very skilled modeler. He released details today, and pre-orders opened up today for his book. Just a fucking genius idea, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't think about it. But he's got QR codes in the book so that you can scan and see additional pictures and stuff like that, video and stuff. I am still like, I even said to my daughter, I said, that's fucking brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? Oh man, I was so mad at myself. I'm like, and the reason why I was so mad is because the business cards that my company has that I designed has QR codes on the back. So all you have to do is give out your business card. The person that accepts it scans the back, and the contact is automatically put into their phone with full details and everything. So, business, title, cell phone, fax machine, website, all that stuff. It's a QR code. It's a contact, contact listing in QR code. And I'm like, fuck. Why didn't I think of that? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. We're going to use it. Bill says, QR codes for the tools used in each pick of your tutorials in the book, please. Oh, Bill, dude, brother. I'm already 5 steps ahead of you on that. I'm already 5 steps ahead of you. Wilson Allenay is with us over here on YouTube. He says, he's a genius. I attended his workshop when he visited the Philippines. Mind blown with his thought process. Yes, Ide is a very rare talent. Very rare talent. Just in a class of very, very few, I think, in this hobby. And so, yes, so I am admittedly going to steal that idea. Sorry, Ide. But I'm also going to kind of take it a few steps further. So, yeah, I openly admit it. Oh, man. Michael Dawson says, can we get QR codes for Mecha Decals? Dude, I'm already 5 steps ahead of you guys. Trust me. 5 steps ahead. See? Evil laugh. Tim's got the evil laugh. Yeah. Oh, it's going down. It's going down. Oh, it's going down. Let's see. Where can we find the resource? And Julius wants to know any chance of posting a link to the book site. It's available for pre-order on USA.com for those of you in the States. Yes, and that's the only place you can get it in the States as well, I should say. But yeah, Adam's got it up for pre-order right now. Yeah, it should be a doozy. It should be a doozy. From what I understand, he's only making a one-time limited run as well. So, from what it sounds like, these will not be reprinted. Limited edition? Maybe? Yeah. Julio says, give me a QR code for your mother. Dude, you don't want that QR code. I'm going to tell you that right now. You don't want that. Jesus. Whew. Zirakai, every time Tim says I'm 5 steps ahead of you, take a shot. Dude, hey. It just is what it is, right? Julia says, thanks, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, he posted the Instagram post that E-Day did today. Version Ed, for those of you that don't know beyond that. But he goes by E-Day. Fudebeoi! What's going on, man? Long time no see. He says 5 steps ahead. So Dio was right about what the item was. What the item was? Did I miss a comment? Did I miss something? I don't know. Oh, Jesus. I get it now. I look back at... Yeah. No, he was not right, by the way. Anyway. Wilson Alanea says, not your typical boring tutorial book with text-heavy layout, too. Yeah, no, it's definitely not. It's kind of like... It's almost like an art book crossed with a tutorial book, right? Right, Winston? Wilson? Shit. What am I saying? Sorry, Wilson. But yeah, it's kind of like an art book crossed with a tutorial book or a how-to book. It's definitely got some really cool graphic design. So, Rusty's with us over here on YouTube. He says, I'm 5 shots ahead of you then. Hey, nice. Bill says, and there is the pre-order. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. Zero Kai, I think E-Day is not the only one who QR codes in his book. No, definitely not. But I think it's the first one in our hobby to utilize those with additional digital content, right? Which is, like I said, it's fucking genius. I'm pissed off at myself for not thinking about it. So, live and learn. Anyway, all right, you guys, let's get into building, shall we? I think so, because despite being totally wrecked these past couple days, I still managed to get a little building done, a little bit, not a lot, a bit. So I do want to show you kind of what I was able to accomplish, and then what we're going to be working on here tonight. Okay, so without further ado, let's go camera 2. Hey, there's the big boy. Look at this guy. Looks good, right? Excuse me. All right, so in a recent post, I showed you guys, and let's take off the backpack here so you guys can see. Showed you guys these little strips here. Now, obviously, these are quite small, right? These are only 1 by 0.5 millimeter. So they're 1 millimeter wide, 0.5 millimeter thick. They're very tiny, right? Let's go and do some super zoom. Yeah. And right there. That should be good right about there. And boom, 5x. We're going to need a manual focus this bad boy, though. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, I think that's probably... Ooh, we had it right about there. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there for the focus. Yeah, yeah, I think that looks pretty decent in terms of focal quality. And it's even getting better as I move it around, right? So this is what I'm talking about for these little straps, right? So basically, these are 1 by 0.5 millimeter, and they're cut to form to the contour of the upper chest, right? All the way around. Get that little piece of dust off of there. And, ooh, very dusty on this side. Hey. Get out of there. But we've got 6, 2 on the sides, each side, 2 on the back here. And yeah, I think these look really, really good. They're super subtle. And they just add something mechanical to the whole deal, right? I like that. Let's see. One of the other few things that I was able to get done this weekend was, and I'll need to refocus this here so you guys can see that, but bear with me. Ooh, we had it right there. There we go. This little, right here, back of the neck area. So this little plate I added on there to kind of raise that up about 0.5 millimeter. And then I scribed in these 2 grooves on the back. These are 0.3 millimeter, I think. Or are those 0.6? I can't remember. I think, actually, or are they 0.5? Yeah, those are 0.5 millimeter, 0.5. So scribed in these 2 grooves all the way down the collar there. And then these 2 little holes here, I drilled out and flattened the bottom out with some godhand spinny chisel thingies. That is the technical term. Keep that in mind. Spinny chisel thingies. That, if you're going to Google it, that's what you look for. Anyway, drilled these out, flattened the bottom. We're going to put some little metal details in at the very end of the build, and I think that'll look really quite nice. And then on the shoulders here, added this detail piece. Originally, we just had this long middle strip here, but I added this little Kotobukiya part, and then just another thin strip of styrene here just to butt it up right to the collar. Beveled the end of this, cut everything to match, outline scribed, reinforced the notch on this side, and then scribed in the notch on that side as well. And that's on both shoulders there, right? So that's looking pretty damn good as well. And then on the antenna, which, watch it not focus on. Oh, there it goes. I thinned that down because that was kind of, I don't know, kind of little on the fat side, right? So I thinned that down, just sanded it down, scraped it down with a hobby knife, all that good stuff. But that is all looking pretty damn good. Now, we need to take off the antenna here. Come on, big boy. Just so we don't break it. That would be bad, right? So we'll put that in our little container here. This little guy. And then, excuse me, we flip this guy upside down, and where's the focus? There's the focus. Scribed in just some simple panels on the bottom of the waist piece there. Just some simple box scribes, nothing crazy, nothing insane. Just to make it look mechanical and complete, right? And it just goes well with the overall aesthetic. So, yeah. So that's what we got accomplished over the last 2 days. Yeah. Let's get out of super zoom. Go back to 1. Get to the box. Let's get caught up in the chat. Let's see. Dave B says the Japanese created the QR code system tracking car parts. Yeah, I think I read that somewhere. Yeah. Operation Stardust will love to see a book review. Funny how you hardly find that content. Yeah. Unfortunate, right? Julia says, I just made my purchase of the book using BroBuilder10 discount code. Well, Brian, thanks you, man. Let's see. Manny says, I used my discount code for the book too. There you go. Operation Stardust says to Dave B, interesting, but was it after the 2011 natural disaster that affected Japan almost to devastation. I think QR codes might have been earlier than that, but don't quote me. Bill says, cool, there are numerous discount codes. Please use one and get a little more off if you pre-order the book. Damn right. Julio says, it reminds me of Black Panther's suit. Okay. Bill says, if you got a code, post it. Dave B says the QR code system was designed many years before the 2011 disaster. That's kind of what I thought. He says as early as 1994. Operation Stardust. Oh, that's pretty awesome. I thought Samsung had to do with the QR code for mobile use, that is. Bill says, wasn't QR code developed to replace the linear UPC barcode? Zero Kai says, Bill, yes. Bill says, thought so, but I wasn't definite. Julio says, like his the strapping on the waist, like his necklace. Eh? What are you talking about, Julio? Julio, Mr. Julio Aponte. What strapping you talking about, son? I don't know. Julio just talked mad shit, you guys. Anyway. Gumbler Uruguay, Mr. Javier says, I've tried to pre-order the book, but it doesn't let me ship it internationally. I'll try to pre-order it and send it to a courier in Miami. Julio, listen to me. Javier, try to reach out to Adam and see what, if anything, he can do. Because I know here in the States, things are starting to open back up, which is a huge plus. So you never know. You never know. Anyway. Julio says, the little shits you added. Okay. The little strappy deals. What about it? Like his necklace. Oh, on the Black Panther. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. Julio, I don't see it, man. Sure you're not high? I think you're high. Anyway. He says the spacing and shapes remind me of it. Maybe. Anywho, let's get to it, you guys. All right. So that's actually, I kind of lied to you guys. It's not the only thing that I was able to get done. I was able to detail up the forearm, one of the forearms at least, to that. Yeah? I mean, it's simple, but effective, I think. And obviously, we've got the pretty photo etch bits right there, right? Yeah. Patreon saw these. So, if you're on the Patreon, you already knew about these. Anyway, so was able to add that, a few notches on there, and scribe this part here, and drill out and add that little circular mold there, which we'll be adding something to at the very end of the build, in final assembly, right? I didn't want to add anything on this side because I didn't want to interfere with the shield connection, right? Because the shield connector is substantial, right? So you don't really want to mess with that too much, right? At least I didn't. And I didn't want to plate anything on this side because obviously that would interfere again with the shield connector. So, it's unfortunately just one of those things. Feasibility is kind of really the name of the game in this scenario. So we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're just going to add some panel lines. Yeah? So, all right, let's get into mirroring these parts here. And honestly, over the weekend, if I'm successful, we might be done by Monday. Might. Take that with a grain of salt. Because the only two things that we have to detail are the forearms, which one is basically already done, and we have to detail the inner shoulders. And that's really it. Everything else is pretty much done. There's a few details that I have to mirror on the other leg. But it's just like scribing and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. So, yeah. We'll see. I'm not going to make any promises, but we'll see. We might have it done by Monday. And then we'll need to obviously transition into priming, painting, masking, decals. Hey, buy Mecha Decals. That's Julio's favorite, by the way. I saved that just for him. My little buddy! Anyway. So who knows? I don't think I'm going to do anything very extensive on the shoulders. And you've already seen kind of the simplistic things that we're going to do on the forearm. Now, I might go back in here and might do, maybe another little panel line or two. Just something to kind of, I don't know, maybe spice this up a bit. Because it is very somewhat plain Jane. Maybe some notches or, I don't know, something like that. But we'll see. We'll keep it tasteful. Yeah? So, anyway, let's focus on this guy. Yeah? Now, name of the game, get this thing disassembled. Yeah? If you guys happened to catch Zach and Adam's live stream today, Adam talked about the parts separator, the USA Gundam Store parts separator, right? And I'll be honest with you, I have found myself using this way more than I had ever honestly had anticipated. Because I was familiar with Wave's parts separator. And compared to this one, it's not that good. The quote-unquote blade is a lot thicker. So it makes it a lot harder to get into the gaps and pry the parts open and stuff. So yeah, I've been using this to get parts disassembled a lot more. And I was one never to really use a parts separator. I just used my hobby knife and called it a day, like no big deal, But that's ease of use, right? Ease of use. You save your hobby knife blade, and you have that. Easy peasy, right? Anyway, all right. So we don't need these two pieces. We just need these two, right? Now, what we're going to do is we are going to use some scribing jigs. And first things first is we're going to line this up with this back edge, right? And we're just basically marking the edge, right? So that looks pretty good right there. And now what we'll do, let's make sure it's nice and even. Bloop, there we go. And we're just going to make a mark with our hobby knife. Just bring that down a little bit, just so we know where that vertical line falls, right? Pretty simple. Now, I was remiss in keeping this thing together temporarily so I could mark the other piece, because that's actually quite important, right? So real quick, we'll do the same thing to this side, right? And all I'm doing here is I'm putting my hobby knife right up against the edge of this and bringing the high Craig, Colin, I saw you, the high Craig scribing jig up to meet the blade. Simple stuff. Oop, it slid on me. Okay. And there we go. We've got our nice marking line. Pretty simple stuff. All right, so for the next part, we need our eyes. And we are going to need, let's see, which one do we need here? Is it the 6? No, it's the 5. Right? Yeah. All right, so the 5mm, 45 degree is what we're going to need, right? So we run this right up against until that notch there, that inner corner meets that meets that marking line, right? That's what we're focusing on. And we're going to grab our 0.15, and this is the line that we're going to scribe in from the side here. Okay. All right. So, get the little pigtails off of there. And we've got our first scribe here, which was very easy to do, right? And then we'll use our straight scribing jigs. And honestly, you could do this with the 45s as well. Not a huge deal because we're just looking for that square edge. That's all we're trying to look for. Okay. Get these lines connected. Alright, so there we have the completed line on the side, and now we're going to transfer, excuse me. So we're going to transfer this vertical line up the bevel and on to the opposite surface. And again, we're going to use our high Craig scribing jig. And you don't necessarily need the standard square one for this. You can use any of the high Craig scribing jigs. Okay, and there you can kind of see how we were able to transfer that line right around that corner with relative ease. now that we have the grooves set in, we're going to go back and bring these lines to depth. And Colin, hey, if you're watching, if you're still out there, which hopefully you are, I would absolutely love, and I was going to message you today, but then I got sidetracked. You have this perfect little guy right here, this 1mm, right? I would love a 1/2mm if you can do it, dude. A 1/2mm scribing jig. Trust me on this, it would come in very useful. Very useful. Yes. And another thing that I was going to tell you, Colin. Colin, are you out there? Shout out if you're still here, because if you're not out there, then why am I talking? I'll wait. Hey, there he is. Okay, cool. So yeah, dude, 1/2mm, please, 1/2mm, and I think this could be like the next big one for you. Just a single scribing jig. That's all you got to do. Single one. Doesn't really. I mean, you probably could do them in varying depths, widths, whatever. But something like that, in that shape, right? Now, Colin, what you could do, and hopefully you're taking notes on this, or you could just rewind it and watch the live stream again. I don't give a shit. But what you could do is vary the height of the trapezoids, of the teeth. You could vary the height of those. Potentially interesting. You could also vary the width of them. And you could also vary the space in between them as well. So potentially you could have a myriad of these kind of scalloped teeth looking scribing jigs. Just throwing that out there for you, brother. Just throwing it out there. I think it could be interesting. Yeah. Think it could be interesting. So, let me know. I'm especially interested. I'll be honest with you. I'm especially interested in the 1/2mm deal. If you can do that, please and thank you. For my own selfish purposes. There he is. Fuck yes, Colin. He says, sounds like my next stolen idea success story. You motherfucker. That's fucking great. Oh shit, that's great. I fucking love that guy. Colin, no, brother. I wish you the best of luck. And I am very, very proud of your success, no matter whether it's stolen or not. You have my permission, brother. You have my permission. But again, I think those would be great ideas. If you need somebody to test out the 1/2mm, I am a willing participant. All right. Anywho. Oh, that was good. I needed that. Thank you, Colin. Hi, Craig Decals coming soon. You motherfucker. You know what, Colin? Fuck you. Oh, shit. Let's get caught up with the chat, yeah? Jesus. What an asshole. Dying over here. All right. Whew, boy. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. What do we have? Persistent Turtle, Mr. Lucas, he says, hello, good people of Mecha. What's going on, dude? Edwin RSA, he's with us. He says, read about the QR code back in 2004, 2005, but it only became popular about the last 2 to 3 years. Ken says, E-Day book for other region, he provided distributors near you as well. Yes, he did. I think in all major countries where Gundam is popular, right? Let's see, Operation Stardust is midnight of Saturday down there in South America? Okay, I don't know. Plastic Peon Workshop, what's up, dude? He says, oh, if USA Gundam Store doesn't do international shipping, you might want to, and my screen blacked out, might want to order directly from eDay's site. There should be a link in his bio on Instagram. Correct. Yeah, I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Michael Dawson, what up, Michael? He says, I like the idea of those photo etch parts serving as a locking mechanism. Actually, the photo etch parts that I think you're talking about are these guys right here. These are just, honestly, these are just louvered vents. And that's kind of really all I kind of had in mind with that. But, I mean, you know, use your imagination, right? Gunpow's freedom. God. Anyway, but yeah, I just put those on there because I thought they would look pretty interesting, honestly. And these are just the Steel Spirit photo etch parts. But you can get the same things from SimPro models on USA Gundam Store. The exact same parts. They're just rebranded. But yeah, these are great little parts, man. And I don't know. I thought they looked interesting. So yeah. Let's see. Vlad, he's with us. Vlad, I'm not saying the rest of your name, brother, because I will butcher it. I know from past experience what's going on. Thank you for watching. Gunpla Uruguay, Mr. Javier says, when Ed posted about the book, he put USA Gundam Store as the site for North America and South America orders. Interesting. USAGS does do international shipping. It could be something specific regarding books or something, or maybe, or pre-orders maybe, which Javier just posted right after that comment. But hey, what are you gonna do, right? Yeah, it might be. But like I said, Javier, try to touch base with Adam, and just ask the question. Just see. And if you need me to reach out, I'd be happy to do so. Because I know a lot of other people, especially in Europe, have been asking me about getting Mecha Decals. It's, I don't know. I think it's like I think it's probably a cost prohibitive type of thing in terms of shipping, because shipping's so crazy right now. I don't know. It may end up being that shipping runs more than the product itself, which wouldn't surprise me for things like that. So I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. Operation Stardust, I kind of want to order from Gun Primer, but I'm holding my impulse purchasing just in case, since the shipping comes from Korea and we don't know how things are going in Asia. Some places are better than others. I know Japan is having a hell of a time right now. India, obviously, is just getting demolished with new cases and stuff. I saw Kenny Lim, toy maker, posted something about Singapore's back kind of in a lockdown status. Excuse me. But as far as I'm aware, and honestly that's very limited, I think a bunch of the other Asian countries are kind of okay, right? And I don't know what's going on, but my screen is freaking out right now, you guys. Like, it's going black every few seconds, so if I pause, that's why. Anyway, Let's see. Brandon says a free-floating notch with an inlay would look good. I agree. Operation Stardust says, I'm sorry I can't do morning live streams. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, it is what it is, right? I was talking about the one with Zach and Adam when they did theirs, right? On a Frames with us over there on YouTube, they say, just goes to show very few options out there. So USA Gundam Store making a goddamn separator sells fast. Yeah, no, it does, dude. And it's good, too, right? Hang on a second. Let me show you the difference between this guy and the Wave. The Wave is, I don't know. The Wave was disappointing. So, the handles are virtually identical, right? And let's just take a quick looky look here, yeah? So, there's the Wave, and there's the USA Gundam Store. Virtually identical for lack of these little ridges here, right? But the shape is completely identical. The blades are the big difference. There's the blade of the USA Gundam Store, and there's the blade of the Wave, right? Completely different, right? The blade, quote unquote, sharpness too. This one you can see there is, and let's just keep it right there, is a little sharper than the Wave one, right? I don't know. I like the size, this small size, much better. I think for maybe bigger seams and everything, this one might be a better option, but I don't know. I haven't run into that yet. So I still, and they both obviously come with protective sleeves, right? Protect your junk. But yeah, so I do honestly, and I'm not just saying it because Adam's my boy and he sent this to me, but it is what it is. But I do like I like the smaller form factor of the USA Gundam Store part separator. And like I said, I've found myself using it a lot more recently. And I don't know why. Maybe I just kind of missed the boat on the part separator. But I don't know. I just have found the usefulness of it. Anyway. Let's see. Zero Kai says out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, true. Operation Stardust, AO Mecha Aerials calls it the backtracker, aka part separator. Yeah. On a frame, my part separator is that yellow rectangle, and the edges are chipped. There you go. Bill says I'm used to using guitar picks as part separators. Fair. Brandon says I use a cell phone spludger. Spudger? Is it spludger or spudger? I thought it was a spudger, which is just a wild name, right? Just sounds weird. It's a spudger. Anyway, but it gets chewed up fast, so now I usually use a plastic knife for clay. Yeah, there you go. Zero Kai, bless you. Thank you. When I sneezed earlier. Let's see. Operation Stardust scribing is a matter of patience. Exactly. I totally agree. Excuse me. On a frame, of course, sometimes take a risk and use my hobby knife. No, I'm right there with you. I used to do the same thing. Up until Adam sent me this, I was right there with you. Gamer Bud, what's going on, Budrick? He's got a question for us.
We have a question.
Hey. Bud wants to know, is color shifting paint like SMS a clear coat paint? How would I go about layering it over a chrome or shiny silver paint? Also, can it be hand brushed and still look good? I don't airbrush. No, color shifting paint is not transparent. It's not a clear. It is a opaque paint. So laying it down on silver or chrome or something like that really wouldn't do anything, because you're just going to cover it up, Now, what you would want to do with any sort of metallic or something like that, and color shifting paint is somewhat in that metallic realm because it does have mica powder in it, which is a metallic powder. The best practice for that is to lay it down on a gloss black, high gloss, because you want the smoothest, darkest surface possible for that effect to really pop. Now, as for hand painting, but I'm sorry, I'm the worst person to ask on something like that because I do not hand paint. I do not hand paint anything. You know me. I mask and paint every single little detail. Everything. Every single thing. I don't even pick up a brush to paint. Never, 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 never. Unless it's touch-up, then maybe. But that's few and far between. Anyway. So no, you don't want to go about trying to layer it because it'll just cover it up. So, just FYI. But good question, though. Let's see. Mikkel's with us. He says, what's up, Tim and fellas? What's going on, Mikkel? Operation Stardust says, nice plot plate work on that quad section of the leg unit. Yeah, that's the GBW... Well, that was... That's the GBWC that was supposed to be for last year, and then it was supposed to be for this year, and now it's supposed to be for next year. So there you go. We got time to work on it, trust me. Which I'm actually kind of rethinking the that kind of toothed, scalloped look anyways. I don't know. I've just kind of fallen out of favor with it. But we'll jump that hurdle when we come to it. Let's see. Bill says, to Gamerbud, check out Armored Komodo color shifting pigments designed for hand brushing. Yes and no. What Bill is talking about is what are called Chroma Flares. And yes, here they are. I have some right down here. Because Armored Komodo was amazing enough to send me some new ones to take a look at. And these are the Chroma Flares, and they are super, super nice pigments, right? And you can tell these are fairly one color, right? These aren't kind of the crazy multiple color shifting pigments and stuff. These are somewhat plain Jane, but they're super nice color options, right? So, oh, weird. Okay. Huh. So, okay, that's odd. Okay, look at this one, right? Wow. Okay. Now I have to look at this. I have to explore this. Let's see here. What does it look like? Oh, come on. Be careful. There we go. Oh, that's so crazy. Okay. So, the reason why I'm freaking out, you guys, is because on screen, and what you guys are seeing, this looks purple, right? It looks purple. Looks like a nice, dark, grape-ish purple. But in real life, this looks more like a dark cranberry-ish color. It's way more red than what you guys are perceiving through the camera. That's wild. That's why I was kind of like, wait a minute. Hold up. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I gotta admit, that's pretty cool. So, anyway. But yeah, so these Chroma Flares, you do quote-unquote hand brush them. But they are not for the faint of heart. They are challenging. I will not lie to you. They are challenging. And because they are pigments, they have to be put down in a certain methodology, right? So the way that I think some people have found best to put down Chroma Flares. And let's just get these back in here for visual interest. Is to lay down a base of gloss black, high gloss black. That's important, right? High gloss black for the metallic ones. For the pearlescent ones, gloss white. Trust me on that. But once you got your high gloss paint down, then you need to get it to stick, right? Because it just doesn't stick to that paint. Not enough grippy. But you need the smoothness, which is kind of a give and take. So I know, what's his name? Justin Michaud, up there in Canada. I think he's in the Montreal Gunpla group, if I'm not mistaken. He's worked with pigments for a very, very long time, so he's very knowledgeable with this. But what he does is he sprays out like almost it's like a WD-40, like a mechanical lubricant, right? So a little WD-40, just a little bit, onto like a piece of paper towel or cloth or something like that. Just a little bit, nothing crazy. And you just kind of gently wipe the surface of the piece with that lubricant, right? And then that provides the grip. And then you take a rubber silicone brush. And then you kind of go and you paint that on and you press that in. And what's going to happen is that mechanical lubricant, that WD-40, is going to grip onto that pigment, and it's gonna look really, really nice. It's going to align perfectly, and you're gonna have a really, really solid chroma flare job. And I've seen some people, especially from the Philippines, who just do crazy customs with chroma flares. I know Armored Komodo has a water-based. Do I have it up anywhere? No, I don't have it over there. It must be over there, and I'll spare you the time to go and get it. But they have a water-based clear coat that is specifically formulated for chroma flares. Now, I have seen people, Pabs especially, say that you can use a solvent-based clear coat on it, lacquer. I have not tried that personally myself, but I've seen fairly good results with that. So test at your own risk, I'd say. So, let's see. Hi Craig decals coming soon. I love that. Jesus. Greg Blair is getting his first shot on Sunday. Hey, good job, Greg. Welcome to the vaccination club. Zero Kai says, hi Craig decals, Ultra Diamond, water slide decals. Nice. Bill says, Zero Kai only if Mikkel is the sole distributor, right? Man. Zero Kai says, dear fucking God, Bill. I agree. Greg Blair says you should trademark the scallop details. It's starting to be a signature of yours, Tim. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of fallen out of favor with that aesthetic. I don't know. Let's see. Michael Dawson says the armor Master Chief wears in Halo 2 Anniversary uses a very similar looking mechanism on the upper torso between the neck and shoulders. Nice. Kenneth says shipping cost had been increasing this year. Yeah, GamerBud says to Bill that Armored Komodo pigment is like a powder you apply to the part. Do you mix it with something? And Bill says you can do either, actually. Tim mixed it with some paint and showed off both applying it dry and painting with it mixed. Yes, I mixed it actually with clear coat. Excuse me. Mr. Super Clear, actually. And I will be honest with you, it did not nearly come out as good sprayed as it did with hand brushing. So a best practice absolutely would be go for the hand brush method. So yeah. for ease of use, yeah, man, airbrushing would be so much easier, but doesn't look nearly as good. Yeah, doesn't look nearly as good. Zero Kai says, it's Wave, lol, look on how they made chisels. Yeah, when they try to meet the demand, when BMC were flying out the shelves and people needed a replacement. Yeah, they're terrible. What are you going to do? Wave is the king of rebranding anyway, so that's just some other, watch separator or something like that that they bought and rebranded. That's it. Bill says, I think it was winter 2019. The pigments were in the thumbnail, I think. It was probably on the thumbnail on my Instagram. Yeah. Zero Kai, this is why I don't touch chroma or silver. Yeah, there you go. Manny's got a question for us.
We have a question.
Yes, sir. He says, on my Zeta build, I used a 0.2mm scribing chisel for making panel lines for master grade size kits. Good, or should I have used a 0.1 or 0.15 instead? Manny, I think you'll be safe with the 0.2. The Zeta Plus, which is what Manny's building, is a nice larger sized mobile suit. So I think a 0.20 should be okay with that. I used to use that back in the day. I think that's what I used on the Hummingbird for scribe lines. But I have transitioned to 0.15 as my favorite, my preferred chisel width of choice for panel lines. So I wouldn't be too worried about it on this build. If you find in the end product that you're not happy with the size of the panel lines, yeah, switch down. It's preference, I think. Yeah. Zero Kai says, if Tim picks up a brush, that it's confirmed the body snatchers aliens are real, right? Shit, man. Brandon says, Manny, I think 0.15 to 0.2 look good on a master grade. Yeah. Bill says, personal choice. Exactly. He says, I personally would go 0.15, I think he meant. It is enough to not lose detail when painting, but small enough to fit in. Yeah. Zero Kai says, it's not purple. Looks dark magenta to me, Brandon says. Yeah, no, it was, and I showed it, I put it away already, but it was more like a cranberry. It's kind of wild looking at it on the field monitor and on the computer screen here, yeah. Bill says, Armor Komodo is color shifting. You painted spoons and showed it off. Yes, I did. Gamer Bud, for context, I have the He-Man figure I'm going to pre-order that is a suit of armor that sits in Castle Grayskull, and it comes in solid plain colors, but the vintage version had color shifting. Ooh. Art on the cardboard cutout you placed in the castle. The plan is to paint it in color shifting colors to replicate that vintage look. Ooh. Easterly Art, what's up, dude? Science, right? Bill says that was 0.15, man, not 1.5. Oops, my bad. Nah, we got it, Bill. Don't worry about it. All good. All right, 11:53. Let's get moving. Yeah, we got about a half an hour left in this live stream. So, what I'll do is I'll skip scribing this side for tonight, and then we'll focus on placing the little circular detail right there in here, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Because there was a variety of different tools and things used to get that just perfect, right? So, all right. First things first. Let's get that out of the way. Come on, you. There we go. Get that out of the way. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. So, I have to remember which... Nope, not that one. Was it 3.5? Nope. Probably 4? Maybe? Probably not. Let's see here. Was it 5? Can't be 5. No, definitely not. Oh, that was 5.5. Where's the 5? No. Ah, here we go. 5. Alright. 5 that way. 5 that way. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Okay, so I think that's what it was. Let's mark some lines here on this thing. and we'll see if we can't triangulate the location for this thing. Let's see. All right, so we've got our 5mm scribing jig, and we're holding it up against this surface here, right? And we're just using a pencil to mark the line right here. And we're going to turn it around to this side and do the same exact thing. I'm just going to draw a line right there. And then we're going to... That's not it. That can't be it. No way that can be it. I think it was 4. Let's do this again, yeah? Actually, that does give a nice little little cross section right there. So basically what we did, and you can see that, we kind of did a little crosshatch there. So this little kind of rectangle in the middle there that those two form, we can just kind of connect the corners. And you get that nice little X in there. You know, and as they say, X marks the spot, right? Now, this is the thing, though. I want to make sure we're not missing something here, especially when it comes to smaller sections. Yeah, there's no way it could be 3. I'm thinking it was probably 4. Maybe 3/5? Let's see. Wish I wrote this down. It probably would have been a lot easier to write it down. No, it had to be 4. Had to be 4. Okay. So we've got our little X marks the spot in there, right? And that's where we're going to locate the center for our drilling. And there we have just, you know, nice little pilot hole, right? Easy peasy stuff. And for this, we are going to use 0.70 little drill bits, or number 70. These are wire gauge, by the way. So we're going to yank one of these little guys out here. We're going to make a little pilot hole for our spinny chisel blade. Again, it's a scientific term. Don't fucking at me. Just trust me. Just go with it. Anyway. All right. So we've got our little 0.5mm drill bit here. We're going to pop that into our pin vise, and we're going to go to town. We're going to drill all the way through. Okay? That's important. Drill all the way through with this thing. Takes a little bit of time. Hey, there we go. Finally made it. Jesus. Anyway. Alright. So we finally made it through. And the cool thing about this particular piece is that there's nothing really behind under this section here. There's a ton of room that you can plate over right in here. So you can basically carve out whatever you need in there and still have a ton of room. Excuse me. So that works a lot to our advantage. Now that we've got that hole drilled in, we're going to trim off any little bit that kind of raised up on this side. And we're just going to make sure that hole is nice and cleared out. We don't need this little drill bit anymore, so we're going to put this little guy away so you don't lose it. There we go. All right. So next we're going to reach for our spinny chisel thingies. Again, that's the proper terminology if you're looking up on Facebook or Google, I should say. Spinny chisel thingies. Just trust me on that. Don't fact check me. Just trust me. Anyway, all right. So let's see. What do we need here? Which one? 3.0. There we go. Right? We're using 3, right? 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 Right. Okay. All right. So these extra little spinny chisel thingies, we're gonna put back in the bag. Oop, almost lost one. Bloop, right in there. Put the plate in there. Come on, get back in there. Get back in there. There we go. Put it back in its home. All right. So now what we're gonna do is pop this right in there like that, right? And we're gonna go to town. And let's see, there's the location. Yeah, see, I think that's pretty damned close. May not be perfectly accurate to the other one because I didn't save the measurements. Dummy me, but what are you going to do, right? So anyway, we are going to take this thing down a pretty good amount, right? We're going to go pretty deep with this thing. Now, we're getting to be about paper thin, which is good. That's what we want to see. All right, we're going to stop with the spinny chisel thingy. Okay? We're going to stop with that. And next, we are going to grab this guy here. 3 millimeters. That's the exact width of this burr, this Dremel bit, right? Which is awesome because it also has grinding and blades up on the top. So, since this is 3 millimeters, and this is 3 millimeters, we're going to go right in here and get a perfect 3 millimeter, wide hole, and that should be perfectly centered, and boom, we're right through. And while we're at it, we smooth out the inner part of this hole, and there you go. Easy peasy. Now, I can already hear some people say, "Why didn't you just use a drill bit? Why didn't you do that?" Mainly because drill bits do, especially at that size, at a 3 millimeter size, have a tendency to bite into the plastic and rip it rather than drill through it, right? So on larger diameter holes, i.e. probably 2 millimeters and up, I would always recommend hand drilling with a pin vise, and that's a spinny chisel thingy, with a pin vise and a drill bit or one of these Dremel bits, something like that, right? So now the good thing is now we have this perfect 3 millimeter hole, and it's already pre-beveled for us because we started with the spinny chisel thingy, right? Now, we could not have used this if we didn't already pre-establish the flattened hole in there with the spinny chisel thingy. And we couldn't have used this if we didn't pre-establish our 0.5 millimeter hole in there with the small drill bit. And we couldn't have established that without the marking and the pilot hole that we set in with High Craig Scribing Jigs. It's a step-by-step basis. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so what we need to do now is we need to back this. right? We need to put a piece of 0.5 millimeter plastic sheet in here to basically create a base for what we're about to do next, right? And I already have these kind of pre-cut little sheets of plastic here. And let me double check. Yep, that's dead center. Sweet. All right. So first things first, we're going to flatten out any raised bits in here with a nice big hog 3 millimeter here. And we're just gonna kind of scrape any raised bits from the surface here. We don't have to be precise or clean or any of that. We just need to make sure that there's no burrs standing up from the hole that would be detrimental for our backing plate. Now, we're going to come back to the hole from the back side. We're going to just give that a nice clean. All right, good job. All right, so we've got a perfect 3 millimeter hole drilled in there, ready to go. Now, we're going to grab our BSI, good old purple, and we are going to get a little super glue just around the perimeter of this thing. And you don't necessarily, you want to try not to get too close to the hole, because you want to minimize the squeeze out that comes back in on the front of this thing. And there's always going to be some. There's no way you can avoid it all. But if you can avoid it a little bit, that's a best practice. I think I have that backwards, don't I? I think it's like this, right? Yeah. Okay, drop that plastic sheet right into that super glue. And we just hold that in place. Now, while we're holding it in place, we're going to pop a little Insta-Set on there. All right. We're going to let that grab. And we're going to use this. And that feels like it's pretty much set in place. There's still a little squeezy action going on some of the surfaces here. So we're going to back this up a little bit with some extra drop of super glue and just basically seal this thing in, right? There we go. Now, yeah, unfortunately we got a little bit of squeeze out on that side. That's, like I said, honestly, that's to be expected. There's just no getting around that at all. Boop, little drop of Insta-Set. This thing will be basically shelled up. It'll be a nice hard CA shell around this backing plate, right? Let's see. All right, I think. Oh yeah, let's see. Any squeezy action going on here? Nope, that looks good. Sweet. All right. Clear out the rest of that Insta-Set in there. I don't want that to interfere with anything, because I don't know if you guys have ever kind of got Insta-Set on your fingers or whatever, but it's kind of greasy. It's just weird. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, I don't want that to be a factor. So we're gonna clean off the little squeeze out that popped over the surface here. Nothing crazy. Just scrape that off of there. No big deal. All right, and it's still a little tacky. I just put my finger in that, and it's still a little tacky. So we're gonna get caught up with the chat first, and we're gonna let this marinate a little bit, and we're gonna come back to that here in just a few minutes. Okay? All right. So let's get caught up. Let's see. Hey, there's Mr. Craig Flynn Burger. G'day, gang. It's been a while, dude. Yes, it has. Good to see you, buddy. Bill says, hey, yes, it has, Flimburger. How are you doing down in Aussie land? He says, good, mate. Life has been a bit crazy. It's good to sit back and relax for a bit. There you go. Nice. Excuse me. Operation Stardust says, this GM Quel isn't going to be entered in any contest, is it? Definitely not GBWC, because I already used 3D parts. Maybe an IPMS here and there, but I don't know of any off the top of my head that I would enter it in. So, yeah. Let's see. Flynn says, things have been fine, just have had no time to scratch myself lately. Alrighty. Kevin Brennan says, I love Aussie women. Hey, well, who doesn't, right? Bill says, hint, do not put your thumb on the back of the piece you're drilling. Trust me, drilling into your body is not a good idea. That is correct. That's absolutely correct. Thank you, Bill. Operation Stardust says, oh, okay, so now we are talking about Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey. Hey. Kenneth says, spin blades. They're spinny chisel thingies. Vincent Lewis, he says, hey, what's good, guys? How's everyone's day been? Vincent, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope those hats are doing you proud, brother. Brandon says, drill bits grab thin plastic and augs at making clean holes. I don't know what you... Oh, suck. Yeah, they do suck at making clean holes. Yeah, especially larger drill bits. Now, if you do the stepping method, meaning you drill a small hole to begin with, and then you step it up gradually with gradual increasing sizes of drill bits, it's a little bit easier. Still gets a little bit weird, especially with the larger diameters of drill bits. So that's why I would say if you're drilling anything over 2 millimeters, drill like a small pilot hole first, and then you can use a myriad of things. You could use, the spinny chisel thingies. You can use a triangular style Dremel bit like this, a conical one. And you can, gradually increase the diameter of that hole that you're making by, pressing this in. Obviously, it's going to get to be a bigger hole, right? And there's a bunch of different styles of that, right? Let's see. There's, come on, you son of a bitch. So there's the straight conical one. Here's kind of a curved conical drill bit. Here's just kind of a very spherical. Here's kind of like almost like an acorn shaped type of deal. You got your kind of pear shape there. You've got another, roundy cone. You got the fatter acorn style looking thing. And then, you got your standard, cone of death right there, which this is a vicious Dremel bit. I'm not lying to you. This little sucker is very, very dangerous. Because look at this. You've got these little teeth of death that if you're not very careful with it, will rip you a new one. I almost had a very bad accident with one of these a few years back. And thankfully, it didn't go deep. But if it did, I probably would have lost a fingernail. Let's put it that way. And I'm not going to say anything more about that. So, these are, the types of Dremel bits that you can use to create a gradually larger diameter hole in your plastic. So, I would definitely suggest using one of these and kind of creep up on that size rather than go for a drill bit and just kind of go hog and go, because that's just not going to work. It's just going to tear that plastic apart. Trust me, I know from firsthand. It's not great. It's not a great feeling. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get caught up with the chat, yeah? Let's see. Manny says, 0.5 millimeter pilot hole. Damn right. Bill says, for smooth holes, you either have to step up the size of the bit over and over. Bingo. Bill, we're right there, buddy. By doing other methods, such as what Tim is doing here. Bingo. Brennan says, I would love if a company came out with a micro step drill. 0.5 millimeter up to, say, 5 millimeter. 0.5 millimeter would definitely be way too small. If you start out at maybe 1.5, that's probably going to be more of a stable pilot hole. But 0.5 millimeter, like you saw the 0.5 millimeter drill bit that I used, that was just way too fragile. Way too fragile. But I think a full millimeter or 1.5 millimeters would be perfectly fine as an initial pilot hole for that step drill bit. Oh, Bill says, Brandon, they make them. I will look for a link a little later, and if I find it, I will send it to you. Hey, send that to me too, Bill. I'd be interested in that. Operation Stardust says, does this super glue burn the plastic by any chance? Absolutely not. It's perfectly safe. And the BSI is I've used this for a good number of years. And no, it is absolutely perfect. It is just a bonding agent, and that's it. It is perfectly safe on plastic. I have used it on a lot of the GM Quel, actually. And actually all of this bit, all of this bit right here was super glued on, and all of the little white parts that you see on this are super glued on as well. Everything. Even these minus molds in here, these circular molds here, these minus molds down here, those are all super glued on and perfectly safe. Yeah, perfectly safe. Brandon says, no, CA glue should not burn or melt plastic. It can fog clear plastic, though. That is correct. That is a common trait of... You know you're a modeler when you get plastic shavings in your mouth. But yeah, as Brandon says, it can fog clear plastic, though. That is a common trait for any CA glue. Bill says, Stardust. No, this is... This and other normal CA glues should not melt Bandai plastic. Now, solvent-based glues like Tamiya Extra Thin absolutely will. Yeah. Operation Stardust, awesome clarification, fellas. He says, I have Mr. Cement, so that's a solvent-based then. Yes, it is. Flynnberger says, I hate the smell of that Instaset stuff. Dude, it smells like artificial strawberries. Like remember the old Care Bears and stuff like that? Strawberry shortcakes and everything that, the girls had back then. It's kind of what it smells like to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Excuse me. Brandon says, Instaset soaked fingers plus CA glue equals yelping in pain as it kicks and gets hot as boo. Yeah. I mean, it gets a little warm. It's not super hot. Now, this shit right here, this gets hot when you pop some Instaset on it. This 1 to 3 second, this can get a little nasty. But it's still not anywhere near warm enough to melt plastic. I think the melting point of plastic is what, like 220 degrees, give or take. I think. Anyway, doesn't get anywhere near as hot as that. You can still touch it, or the other side of it, because you don't want to touch curing super glue by any means. But you can still touch it, and you don't get burned by it or anything, so it's fine. Let's see here. Bill says, yes, Mr. Cement is a solvent-based rubber cement compound. There you go. Michael Dawson says, even though I'm still working on my PG Unleashed G3 remix, this has me wanting to work on my Alex 2.0. Nice. Eris385, what up, dude? He says, glad to be here with Mech Army while you're live streaming. Been stuck with the closing shifts of late. Ew, sorry about that. Vlad says, I haven't built anything in a few weeks because I've been taking apart some electronics for scratch building. Woohoo! That should be fun, right? He says, I hope to save time by getting all of the parts first and then get to building. That's a good call. That's a good call, I think. See what's in there. Rip it out. Yeah. Excuse me. He says, I also need... my screen goes black. I also need to finish decals on my Master Grade Banshee Norn. There you go. Brandon says, I plan on working on my Mecha Army Thruster homework tomorrow night. Hey, there you go. See, Bill? Nice idea. Manny says, I call that drill bit the pucker maker. Dude, it will make you pucker. No doubt about that. Brandon says, only using pen parts and maybe a few small pieces of evergreen styrene. Hey. Manny says, strawberries? Strawberries? He says, that Insta-set smells like fish to me. Dude, I don't know what fish you're getting. Doesn't smell like fish. Brandon says, yeah, I had a bottle of thin CA glue leak. Got all over my hand where I just sprayed apart with Insta-set. More shocked me than anything, but the glue on my skin got hot fast. Yeah, no, it does. It kicks. When it kicks, it cures. And that curing, that's a chemical reaction, so it gets warm. All right, so let's excuse me. Let's well, here we go. Yes, Julio says Insta-set smell like your mother. Have you smelled my mother, Julio? Trust me, she does not smell like Insta-set. She smells like mothballs. Sorry, Mom. She's not watching this anyway, so what do I have to worry about? Anyway, let's get back to work. All right, so this should be good to go. This should be set and solid and ready to rock, and it is. Excellent. So now, what we're going to do to clean this back out, we're going to go back to our spinny chisel thing, and since we've already pre-beveled this, right? This spinny chisel thing will fit and self-center right in there. And it will not only clean the sides, but it'll also clean the bottom for us. Hey, how about that? I'd buy that for $1. But we need to get this to proper depth. And there we go. Perfect. All right, so now that hole there, perfectly cleaned, flat, beveled, good to go. Now, last step we need to do is get our Kotobukiya Plate. This is plate P106, and we're looking for the 3mm. And these guys right here, these two little guys right here, these two I saved specifically for this forearm. Now, we're going to go and we're going to clip these out. We're going to clip out one of them. Okay. And we left a little nub on each side so we can clean that up. And this may be a little small for the camera, but we're going to see what it do. Actually, we're going to nip those off just real quick, just to save ourselves the hassle. Then we'll clean the rest of the nub here. We just did some clipping nubs. Julio. Mr. Doodoo. Smells like your mother. Anyway. Alright, so that's one side. Let's get the other side cleaned up. Scrape that down. All right, so now that part nice and clean. Let's dry fit this in and see what it do. Yeah. There she is. Let's do a match check. Oh yeah, look at that. That, we line up the two strips. That looks pretty matchy there. Yeah. It's close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like my old driving instructor said, it doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be good enough. Now, to affix that into that cavity, we're gonna get a little palette. This is my little super glue palette, and it's built up over the years of tons of super glue, but has to be expected. So we're going to put a little drop of BSI on there, and I am going to grab this little sewing pin here, one of the best tools that you can use in modeling, because you have a myriad of different uses. So we stab that right in the corner. Pick up a little super glue with the pin. And you pop that on there. And you have... Ooh, come on. You have the perfect amount. As long as it stays on the hobby knife. Come on. Come on, baby. Baby kids. We don't die, we multiply. There we go. All right. Careful. Pop that in there. Press that in place. Bada boom. Bada bing. Hey. And there we go. The finished product, you guys. I think that looks pretty damn good. Hey, look at this, and we finished just in time. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway. So yeah, let's get caught up with a chat one last time, and then we'll call it a night. Actually, we'll call it a week. Let's see. Hey, Don Zwergo. He says, good morning, Mr. Judge. Hey, what's going on, Don? Good to see you, buddy. Good morning. Good morning there in Germany, right? ARS385 working on customizing my Seed Destiny 1/100 Savior kit with a new Gundam. What? Pray tell. Brandon says, Instaset smells like really sweet almonds to me. Yeah. Manny says, well, there's proof. Tim has smelled mothballs. I have not. I can't seem to get them little legs. But Jesus Christ, Manny. Don Zwergo says, do you know when the commented stream will be with Zach about the contest? Oh, Critiqual. Julio says next Saturday a lot of the kits will be critiqued on Critiqual. Yes, that. And I think next Friday. I want to say next Friday. Zach does a Friday morning stream with Adam from USA Gundam Store, where they're going to be talking about a bunch of the entries. So catch both of those. And then I think Zach was going to have a hangout with Aaron Simons and Mike Rinaldi. And I don't know when he was going to plan for that. I don't know if it's been planned yet, though. So keep an eye out, especially with Zach. Obviously, because he's the hub for this particular contest since it was his. But yeah, that's basically where we are with that. Operation Stardust. He's got a question.
We have a question.
What plastic compound does Bandai Plastic have for the armor parts? And I ask because modelers wash the runners before starting the snapping process. What plastic compound does Bandai Plastic have for the armor parts? Because modelers wash the runners before starting. See, that boggles my mind, because I don't see the reason for washing the parts before snapping your kit, because let's face it, most modelers that we know, and you may be one, maybe a bit oversized, may have an affinity for potato chips, and may have fat, greasy fingers that they then work with on the model, which then leaves grease and oil on the model. So it defeats the purpose of washing the kit before you put it together. I don't understand that, right? So don't listen to those people. It's just not a good practice. It's just not. It's a silly practice. If anything, wash your parts before you paint them. Because you want as pristine a surface as you can for the primer to go down and not be hindered by any, body oils or, grease or any of that, right? You want an absolutely clean surface for that primer to bite into and to adhere to. Any sort of oil will absolutely be counterintuitive to that process. So washing before snapping, again, is also counterintuitive. It just doesn't make sense to me. And anybody who does it, just, I don't know, I think it's a silly process. But that's just my opinion. Julio says, yeah, next Saturday a lot of kits will be critiqued, so many word flood your brain when you think of me. Okay. Brandon says, diagonal down from the circle you are inlaying, I would love to see a rectangular notch vertically placed with a stepped inlay. Interesting. Might have to give that a shot. Let's see. Julio says, washing kits before a snap isn't really important. Before a prime, if it's really greasy or something, I would wash. Operation Stardust says that Origin kit that won in the clean category is not a spectacular kit, but is interesting how far the modeler went regarding the attention to detail. Yeah, that is his name is Franz, but he goes by Squirtle Militia on Instagram. I highly suggest that you follow him. He's a very talented builder. In fact, let's take a little field trip, shall we? Let's look him up here, yeah? Let's see. Here we go. All right, so we'll clear these out of the way. And that... that, my friends, is what is who you wanna look up right there. Squirtle Militia. This guy right here. He's got 3,800. Respectable. But there is the clean RX-78, right? And he's got a bunch of other really, really good builds too. I do like the Mark II that he has. Let's take a quick look at that. Quick peek. Very nice. Nice and clean. Good color separation. Great panel lines all the way around. Very, very good stuff. Again, nice little details and stuff like that. Clean. Very precise. Very, very clean. I totally dig it. But yeah, very talented. Very talented. And I mean, as you can see, he's done a bunch of other different builds, and very, very good at what he does. Obviously, that one on the clean side of things, right? Which is really good. It really is. The kit itself is a nice kit, the Origin kit, right? But what he did to it, and the way he, kind of stepped it up a couple notches is just really, really good. The different scribing, the small little details, different paint selections, decals, etc. Just all really, really nice fundamentals, right? That's important. Fundamentals when doing a clean build is absolutely crucial. If you don't have your basics down, and if you don't have your basics mastered, they will show in a clean build. Going to camera 1 for this because I want you all to hear this and I want you to remember this. And I'm going to say it. Clean builds are much more difficult than weathered builds. The reason being is you can't hide any mistakes in a clean build. I said what I said. Fight me. No, but it's true. Clean builds are very difficult to get perfect. And a lot of the kits that entered, the non-runners up, suffered from a lot of just basic inadequacies. It just really is. It's just basic inadequacies. Franz took his kit and just did something special with it. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Let's see. Julio says the paint application is what won it. That's one part, Julio. Only one part. He says ridiculously clean. Yes. Operation Stardust says, yeah, honestly, it came out badass. No, it did. Brendan Hayes with us over there on YouTube. Haha, that reminds me of a print Jimmy DiResta did. If it looks straight, it is straight. Exactly. Doesn't have to be perfect, just good enough. All right, we're done with the field trip. Let's see. Hang on. I do want to. I'm just curious here. So we already got him a few follows. Thank you, you guys. Good looking out. But yeah, good dude. Good builder. I'm a fan, honestly. And yeah, I think he deserves a lot more followers than what he's got. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to plug my phone in, so bear with me here. Hang on. Anyway, get in there, fucker. Let's see. Let's see. Vincent, he's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, "Hey Tim, what's your thoughts on the new Master Grade Virtue?" It's a big boy. It's a big boy. Lot of plastic. I think the retail is what, $90, $100, something like that. And I've seen people ask, like, why is it so expensive? The Exio was only this much, or the Dynamis was only this much, blah, blah, blah. Well, dude, you got to think there's so much more plastic in that. You're basically getting 2 kits worth of plastic in that one kit, right? So yeah, the price is going to be inflated. But just, from the outside looking in, it looks like a great kit. Lot of different kit bashing possibilities. A lot of detail possibilities. A lot of display possibilities too. So it, yeah, I mean, I just think your own. Amber's having a sleepover, so there's like 4 girls upstairs laughing hysterically right now. So that's why I'm like, what? Anyway. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot of creativity that you can apply to that particular kit. So, yeah, if you're interested at all in it, I'd probably go and pick it up. I'm not into it. And the only reason that I would be is kit bash fodder. I'm not into spending $100 for kit bash fodder right now. I'll spend money on like a few high grades or something like that, and get the same amount of kit bash fodder for, you know, maybe 3/4 to half the price, right? And if I had, shit, I already packed it. The GN Arms 144 kit. Ooh, you talk about kit bash fodder. Oh my god. So much in there. So many parts. I love that kit. That's why I bought 2 of them. Anyway. Manny wants to know, some older kits had releasing agent residue, but most of the new kits do not have that issue. Yeah, exactly. Kenneth says, does latest Bandai kits have oil release? The newer kits doesn't. No, they don't. Bandai's molding and process and everything like that hasn't used oil or any sort of release agent for probably a good number of years, probably decades at this point. If anything, it's those pinholes. Let's see if we can see. Christ, it's like a herd of elephants upstairs. No, and I think the extractor holes are probably on the runner, if I'm not mistaken. This is a Kodo. Yeah, okay, so here. Let me go camera 2 and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so alright, so the way that injection molding is done by Kotobukiya and Bandai and probably most other companies is you've got this central ring here. This is the central ring. Obviously, you've seen it in Kotobukiya runners, and you've obviously also seen it in Bandai runners too, right? So the injection points are these 4 points here, and they disperse out. They sunburst out the molten plastic and everything. Now, to eject this out, you're going to need different ejector points, right? These flat little, see these little flat circular indentations right here? Those are going to be, most of them anyways. It looks like you've got a few other injection points here and there, but the flat indented ones, those are going to be your ejector pins. The pins that push the runner out of the mold. So that's basically their releasing methodology at this point. So, yeah. Let's see. Hey, Pabby. Clean Boys for Life. Save this for next Saturday. No, I didn't go into great detail. Trust me, I can spit poetic on that build for a while. Let's see. Gumple Uruguay, Mr. Javier says, mine was a really crappy paint. I've never should have used brand new paints for a contest build. Hey, you know what? Live and learn, Javier. It was still really good, though. Trust me. Julio says, hey, runner-up boys. Here you go. Bill says, so a very quick look around, I found 3 to 12 millimeter step bits. I know they make a 1 to 5 bit because EE at work has one. I don't know who EE is at work, Bill, but please send my salutations. He says, I just have to locate it. Brandon says, I want the 1 to 5. Sorvan, he's over there on Twitch. Sorvan, I still need your damn address so I can send you a thank you card. Please and thank you. Just fucking message me your goddamn address, Sorvan. You're killing me. Come on. I want to send you a card with stickers. Jesus. Anyway, Don Swerger says, yeah, they are hard. I've learned so much with my build, and I know it's by far not perfect. This wasn't what I've wanted. I just wanted to see how international contests are, and I'm fine with the result. There you go. You know, you enter a contest. Well, I should say you never want to enter a contest thinking that you're going to win. It's fine to want to win, but thinking that you are going to win, having a predisposed notion of victory, not the best thing to do. Because there can only be one winner in any contest, right? So if you go in, quote unquote, knowing you're going to win, the chances are higher than not that you're going to be disappointed. Just luck of the draw, right? And I've seen a lot of people do this, right? And I'm not saying Don did this, but I'm saying in general, I've seen people do this, and they got pissed off that they didn't win. And I'm like, what? No, come on. So my point is, don't go into a contest thinking that you're going to win. Go into a contest knowing that you'll gain experience and knowledge from the experience. That's what you can expect. Just like Don did. Yeah. So, good on you, Don. Sorvan says, much cheaper than Fazverka. Yeah, 8,800 yen for that virtue. So, that's kind of what I was thinking. Bill says, yeah, but it could be from a specific distributor like Leica. I don't know who makes it or how he got it. Brandon says, I still need to get my Fazverka, and I want the Master Grade Virtue, because I like kits like my women. Thick. I'm kind of right there with you, dude. So I'm not gonna lie. Jesus. Bill says, Regan Lays, Julia, and Kshatriya are great for parts for 1/100 Xeon builds. Yes. I've got 4. 4 Regan Lays Julias. And yeah, they are perfect for kit bash fodder, especially if you're making like a pointy build, you know, with like spiky points and everything. Some people are really like fans of that. I don't know. I probably want to make one at one point, but it's not my aesthetic, you know? Just, yeah. Anyway, Sorvan says, sorry, work's been hell. Dude, I've wanted your fucking address for weeks. That's all you gotta do, man. Come on. I want to give you something. I love you, Sorvan. Anyway, I'm fucking with you. Bill says, EE is electronic engineer, title of guys who work on tools and parts. Ah, got you. I thought you were talking about a specific person. Like, dude, I don't know who EE is. Pab says, I'll be picking up the Virtue for to finish up the 00 crew. Best believe it'll be detailed up. He says, you also don't want to go in knowing you're not going to win. Yeah, but if you go in knowing you're not going to win and you do, it's a much better surprise going in knowing you are going to win, but you don't. See what I mean? Anyway, Kenneth's got a question for us.
We have a question.
He says, doesn't washing your parts with magnets installed, will it get rusty preparing before priming? If you've got the stainless steel magnets, like these guys here, then no. They will not rust. And honestly, it's not like you're not leaving that in water for a prolonged period of time. So the chances of it rusting and making a mess are very, very small, if any at all. So no, you should be fine, Kenneth. Good question though. Pab says, just go in knowing you're doing your best and enjoying the process and challenge yourself. Bingo. Don says, all preparations when Germany gets its GBWC. Dude, fingers crossed, right? We need more Europeans in GBWC. more European countries. We need England. We need Germany. We need like Spain and Portugal, and a bunch of other countries. Yeah, I would love to see a bunch of other countries involved. Let's see. Bill says to Kenneth, depends on the magnets. Neodymium magnets shouldn't be an issue. True. Operation Stardust. I love this words of wisdom. Growth is always important, regardless if you win or don't. Exactly. Go in wanting to experience everything, right? Because that's the real way you win. Regardless of whether you walk home with a trophy or an award or something, as long as you go in to have an experience, that's the prize, man. It really is. That's the prize. Let's see. Manny says, yo, Tim, let me get one of them Julius. No, they're mine. And they're packed up, so you'd have to come here and open the boxes. Operation Startup says, and plus we got creative. Yeah. Bill says, Manny, I can sell you one. There you go. Kenneth says, I sanded down the magnets on round surface to even out. Will it be affected after wash? It shouldn't be. You should be fine, Kenneth. Really, you should be perfectly fine. My God. It's literally a herd of elephants upstairs. Four 13-year-olds. Imagine my joy. Anyway, Sam L's with us over there on YouTube. What's up, Sam? Good to see you, buddy. He says, I pretty much knew I wasn't going to win, but still wanted to try my best and get experience. Was the first full painted / detailed kit I've finished. Yeah, exactly. And you did actually a really good job on that, Sam. Don't discount yourself, dude. For the first time that you've done something like that, it's respectable. Highly respectable. So keep it up. You're definitely on the right track. I mean that. Let's see. Bill says if you sanded it, you might have an issue. I don't know. You're gonna be in. It's gonna be in that water for so little time. I mean, even if it's 20, 30 minutes, you take it out, you dry it, you're good, right? Don't leave it in there for like a day. That would be bad, right? Let's see. So, okay, so Sorvan says, there, it is done. Sorvan, now, do I just address it to Sorvan Zero? Is that your legal mailing name? Oh, help me out here, man. I'm not trying to steal your identity or anything here, dude, but I'm just saying. You're killing me, brother. You're killing me, man. It's funny, though. I won't lie. It's funny. Let's see. Anyway. Pab says... Oh, there's Sorvan. Thank you. Got you, Sorvan. Appreciate you. Just funny. Anyway, let's see. Pab says, good stuff, Sam. You did well, man. I agree. Manny says, birthday present discount, Bill? Bill says, let's talk on IG, Manny. Yes, Manny says. Manny, is it your birthday? Brandon says. If so, happy birthday, bro. Yeah, is it your birthday, Manny? I thought your birthday was like a week or so ago. Something like that. I could be wrong. Just saying. Just saying. Anyway. Don Zwergo says, Pabs, haha, yeah, when I entered, I didn't know who Viper is and was joking around with Miami how easy it will be to beat him. Oh, man. Nice. Thomas Staten, he says, my birthday's tomorrow. Dude, happy birthday, Thomas. Hey, let's get some happy birthdays for Thomas in here. Come on. Happy birthday. Hey. Good stuff. I hope you enjoy your birthday tomorrow, Thomas. I do. Brandon says, what the hell are they doing up there? I'm afraid to go upstairs now. You guys can probably hear that, right? Jesus. Anyway, we'll continue on. Let's see. Brandon says, I wish you luck with 4 teenagers in your house for the night. Godspeed, my friend. Dude, I'm going to need it, right? Hulu says, I go into competitions thinking I'm definitely going to make these boys smile. There you go. Plastic Peon Workshop says, what competition are you guys talking about? Just in general, dude. Just in general. The last one we were talking about is the clean versus weathered build that Zach put on, where me and Pavs were judges on the clean side, right? Aaron Simons and Michael Rinaldi were the 2 judges on the weathered side. So we were just talking about that. Julio says, drop all them panties. Word. Manny says, no, my birthday is May 30th. Oh, it's still coming up. Oh, word. Okay, so you still got two weeks. All right. Cool. Pab says, the clean versus weathered build off that just wrapped up in response to Plastic Peon Workshop. There you go. Kelvin Bram says, I can hear them too. I assumed it was basic background noise. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because like when I stop talking, I can literally see my mixer bar move with the sound of their rumbling. Jesus. Let's see. Everybody cool. Everybody wishing happy birthday to Thomas. Excellent. Bill says I shipped a Tex Merquise just fine. Oh, shit. Good job, Bill. You have my respect, brother. Let's see. Manny says older than you've ever been, and now you're even older. Hey. Brandon says I ship all the time with stupid names. Haha, sent a gift to my cousin and put his name as Asshat McAsserson. Wow. Made it to him just fine. Wow. All right. It's good to know. It's good to know for future use. Pab says, LOL, that's a good mentality to go in, though carefully confident. Yeah. Kenneth says, girls are having fun. Yeah, they are having fun. Manny says, are they playing Wii bowling upstairs? No, I think they're playing with... I don't know what they're... Honestly, I think they... I don't know. Sounds like they're dribbling a ball. I have no idea. I'm afraid to go up there and find out. Honestly. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. Plastic Beyond Workshop says, cool, thanks. Don Zwergo says to Manny, yes, but without the Wii. Yeah, right. Sam L says, oh yeah, I forgot that. Same day as my daughter. Fucking hell. Jesus. Anyway. Yes, damn, Manny says, sounds like they're playing a first-person shooter. Dude, in real life. God. Anyway, let's see here. Let's get through this so I can go and make sure they're not burning my house down. Sam L says, oh yeah, I forgot that. Same day as my daughter. There you go. Julio says, their little hooves on the roof. Yeah, for real. Yeah, Operation Stardust DDR. Man, I don't know. Brandon says, Julio, your puppy howling all the time yet? Yeah, sounds like it. They're making TikTok videos probably. Now, that wouldn't surprise me. Brendan Hayes says, LMAO, it's hilarious when Chowder Mecha brings up the background noise. Dude, right? Julio, not at all. Bill says, just her a gaggle of giggling girls. Dude, really? It really is. Vlad says, those kids are probably dancing. Twister, let's annoy my dad. Who knows? I think the last one probably is probably a good call. Yeah. Yeah. TikTok dances, Kenneth. Yeah, exactly. Jesus. Wish me luck, you guys. I am going to need it. Jesus. We got pizza for him earlier, and, you know, they're probably cosplaying and watching anime, singing Hamilton songs and shit, and all of that until they just drop tonight at some point. Hopefully it's sooner than later. But it'll probably be like 3 or 4 a.m. Mind you, I'll still be up because I'm a night owl, but hey, what are you going to do, right? Anyway. All right, you guys, let's wrap this one up. It's already 1 a.m. We went over by about a half an hour, so that's pretty good, right? Little reciprocation for missing on Wednesday, yeah? Bill says, Tim, let them do your makeup and post a pic of it. No. Not happening, Bill. Thank you. No. Operation Stardust says, doing the moonwalk, yeah? Brandon says, I'm going to kidnap your dog, Julio, make you come to Michigan. Whew, careful. Kelvin says, gotta go for the night, boys and girls. See ya. Thank you, Kelvin. Wilson says, anywho, I saw Taco teaser judges with Silhouette. Are you one of them? Ha ha ha. I mean, you're going to have to find out tomorrow morning on the announcement broadcast there, Wilson. Don Zwergo says, I would recommend you wear earplugs in that case. Dude, right? If I had some, shit. Anyway. All right, you guys, we're wrapping this up so I can go make sure my house is still in one piece. Yeah? Jesus. Anyway. Let's see. Where do we start? Yes. If you want to pick up any of the tools and materials like that we worked with here tonight, or any other night for that matter, there's an Amazon link below here on in the description. That side if you're watching on Facebook, which you're probably not. It's got pretty much everything that we use on a daily basis. It's got tools and materials. It's got books for inspiration. It's got gear for streaming. It's got resin casting stuff. All of it is in there. It's got the new super glues that I just got in the list as well. All the good stuff. So go check it out. I do get a bit of commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. It just goes to help support the stream and what we do. If you want to pick up one of these amazing Johnny Ridden shirts with the boss-ass mobile suit on the sleeve, go check out www.chatamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You will find this shirt as well as a bunch of other Ace Pilot shirts. You're going to find Mecha Decal insignia shirts. You're going to find a bunch of other t-shirts in there, hats, prints of my work, all sorts of fun stuff. So go load up on that stuff too. And then if you really want to show your support for what we do here, go hit up the Chata Mecha Patreon. A lot of cool stuff that we're gonna be doing over there. We're having the next Patron Hangout this Sunday, 6 p.m. So if you are in the Hangout tier, check your email. You've got the invite. We also do giveaways. We also post a bunch of pictures and workflows and tips and tricks over there that don't make their way to regular social media. So go check that out as well. And then if you're interested in kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1, 2, and 3, those are all in stock shipping now, right down here at our good friends USA Gundam Store. Adam, the fine folks down there will definitely have what you need. So, kiddos, I will be back here on Monday. And I'm gonna have that hopefully that new light that I ordered to show you guys, because I'm really excited about it, because I think you can definitely get creative with your photography very simply as well. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, come on back here on Monday to take a look at that. Come on back to see if we are able to finish this in time. Hell, who knows? We might even start to have primer down. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do if we do. So we need to do something. I don't know. We'll find out, right? Anyway, have a great weekend, you guys. Be safe out there. But most importantly, build something cool. All right. See you guys on Monday. Take care, guys.